Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming in. And hold on one second. There we go. Somebody invited me to a group on Facebook. And what I hate is when someone invites you to a group, then you have to answer the group's questions. I shouldn't have to do that. You invited me. Like, if you're inviting me, why should I have to answer the group's questions I don't know. That's my perspective on it. Let me close this door a little bit because I have a mega fan in my family room, living room, and I don't know if you guys can hear me. So just give me one second. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. So how is everybody doing? It's wonderful Sunday. Turn this up a little bit. Wonderful Sunday. Okay, so yesterday I was busy and I woke up kind of early and had to get some things done. And then we had a big party at my mom's house yesterday, and we had fireworks. And my aunt is up from Florida. She is moving up here. So she's looking for houses in the area, and her family came out. And it was a really good time, and Fred was doing fabulous, except for the fireworks. He hated them. So I had to deal with that. And then we had a slight downpour before the fireworks started. And yeah, so it rained pretty hard for a while, and then it let up. And then the funny part about that is, hey, Blue. Hey, guys. Sorry, I don't have my YouTube thing up. I do this every time to myself, and I really should stop doing that. I need to bring up my YouTube thing. So anyway, we had a party at my mom's house yesterday. Lots of good food and alcohol and whatnot. And then we had a downpour. So, okay, I'm on mute. Good. Hey, Rubble. Hey, Blue. Hey, Tina Ladybug. Thank you for coming in. Linoki, thank you for being here. And Hendo was the first in with a thumbs up. Thank you. Okay, so we had a tremendous downpour. And then today, I go out to the garden. My husband went out there, but I went out there just to like look around and whatnot. And the garden has completely blown way up. Like, it's wild. It's absolutely wild. I have some videos coming out about that. But it really needed that rain. Like, it's unbelievable. Like, I don't know if you follow me on Facebook, but I posted pictures of my borage and what my borage and stuff looks like. And I've never seen borage that big before. Let me see if I can get the pictures off of Facebook so I don't have to mess around with my phone to show you those pictures. So give me one second. But it was nuts. I've never seen anything so big before. So let me see here. I'd rather share off of Facebook than try and get my phone to go into my computer. And so let's see here. My apples on my apple trees, I'm going to have a great harvest this year. Let me just kind of go in here and show you. I'm going to share my page. No, I don't want to share that. I want to share this. I almost shared my live stream. That would have been stupid. This is my page, and that's my garden right now. And if you guys, can you see this? I think you can. That's my garden right now. Those are my apple trees right there. That's some of my borage. I got some bees. I took some pictures of some bees and stuff. And there's my borage there. There's some of my strawberries that hopefully the birds don't eat before I get to them. And this is a squash, or not squash, eggplant flower. It's probably one of the prettiest flowers I've ever seen for an eggplant. There's my one apple. That's a Granny Smith tree. And I thought I had more, but I guess I don't. So that's my son. Hey, thank you for coming in. So I may just have to upload the pictures because I don't know how to get to my Instagram account. I don't really know what I'm doing. Hey, Green Granny, thank you for coming in. I'm in this photography group online, and I've been sharing a lot of my pictures on there. And it's kind of nice because they actually look at my pictures and they like, oh, you know, when I see someone that's been a graphic designer for television tell me that my pictures are nice, like makes me feel good. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You like one. Because I do have a camera, but honestly, it's such a pain in the ass because it's not hooked up to Wi-Fi like a phone is. So I can just instantly upload I can edit my pictures and everything and just instantly upload them on the internet versus taking a picture, then downloading it on my computer, then editing it. And then, that takes forever. And it doesn't when you have a phone. So I wanted to show you my borage. And, I'll just send it to my email address. That's easier. Let me see here. Because I couldn't believe, and I need a fan on in here. Give me a second. I don't have air conditioning, so it is stifling. Hey, Diggs. Hey, Lori's World. Hey, Green Granny. Thank you guys for coming in and supporting the channel. I appreciate it. Let me see if I can find this picture because I took a really cool picture of it. My son is flipping out. There it is. I'm going to send that to my email address and then share it with you guys because I thought it was pretty cool. Let's see here. Oh, I wonder if I can do it that way. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Boom. And it'll be up in a second. I shared the link in my group, so if anybody wants to come up, they can. Let me see here. I want to share this picture real quick. I just never seen borage this big, and the borage picture is pretty. It's actually the borage story is pretty funny. So I planted it like 3 years ago. These are not new seeds. I guess that's okay. I'm not showing any personal stuff on this email, so I don't really care. Screen. Email. All right. This is my borage. Can you guys see it? Yeah. I just think that's crazy. I got a funny story about the borage. So like 3 years ago, I planted these seeds. And when I did get it, it was like this big. And so much of it came up. Yeah, of course, everybody like wants to eat the flowers. I tried the flowers. They're okay. I mean, it's nothing to like rave about. What am I drinking? Ooh, it's tropical. Woo, buddy. So, it wasn't anything to rave about. I'm not impressed with borage by all means. I do not think that it's worth planting if you're going to eat the flowers. It's just not worth it. Oh, okay. Thank you, Jessica Hicks, for coming in, honey. I appreciate you. Um, However, the bees do love it. They say that when bees go to it, that they get this, you know, euphoric experience or whatever. I don't really know if they do or not. I'm not a bee, so I can't tell you if that's what really happens. However, I did have bees all over it. They were like going crazy, and I took, yeah, you saw them, but I took a bunch of bee pictures and stuff on them, which I thought was really neat. But anyway, this is my borage, and I've never seen borage get this big. And this bed has a really hilarious story. Okay, so we had horrible soil in it. And I planted borage. We like the beds are made up from the Stivers homestead. I don't know if you watch the Stivers. I'm a huge fan, and Jen's mom comes in here all the time, Grandma Karen. And so they made them out of these dog ear fence pickets, and that's what we did. And so in between, we put slats to kind of keep the bed together, support slats. So I knew that I couldn't ever grow anything near that because the roots and like, it just wouldn't work out. So I planted like flowers in the center of where those slats are. So I would have crop, then flowers, and then crop, and flowers. So I planted this borage in between with marigolds and, other stuff. So that bed it had horrible soil, horrible. And we wanted to get it better. So we decided to, one year, we just loaded up grass, clippings, leaves. We just like poured that all over. And then we poured compost accelerant on it and ash. We just loaded it with stuff. And then we knew the next year that we wouldn't be able to plant anything in there unless it was like high in nitrogen, because there was just a lot of compost, a lot of stuff in there. So the one year then we planted nothing but sunflowers and corn. And now this year, it's taken us 3 years to get to this point. This year, the bed is fantastic, and whatever we plant in there is just going crazy. And the borage has survived all of that because I've not put any seeds in there since then. So this borage has survived all that. And when it came back again this year, it came back bigger than ever, which is super cool. So that is my funny borage story. And you can see it. See, I guess that's big enough. But yeah, it goes way up high. I imagine it's about, I don't know. If I was standing next to it, it'd be up to my waist. And I'm about 5 foot tall. In between all this, I don't know if you can tell. Can you see my mouse? You can't, can you? No. But in between all this, I have tomatoes. And if you can check it out at the bottom, I have basil. So I have lots of things growing in between this forage here. And everything is super healthy. And my basil is loving it. The tomatoes are loving it. It's just absolutely insane. So that is my story about that borage. And I thought that was super fun. Like, I couldn't believe it. Thank you guys for coming in and supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. I decided to go live. Somebody reminded me that they needed hours this afternoon. It was actually Huga. Huga Homestead needs hours. So if you can, go over and watch some of her stuff, leave some comments. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. But it reminded me that I haven't really been going live all that much because of just my life has just been busy. And I haven't had time to do a whole lot of YouTube stuff, but make videos. And then I was doing premieres, a lot of premieres. I think that counts for your watch hours, like a live. So I'm hoping that works. But anyway, I thought, well, shoot, I better go live because I'll probably be needing hours as well. But anyway, the garden's going crazy right now because we didn't have like a downpour per se yesterday. It was just like a really light, misty rain. And it was nuts. It was absolutely crazy. My son is going crazy and I can hear him, which makes me wonder if his show turned off. I let him watch Blippi. He loves Blippi. So I let him watch that when I'm on a live so he can chill. But we have literally been together ever since I woke up this morning, so he can take a break for a minute while I go live. So anyway, that is that. So how is everybody doing this summer? Has the weather not been crazy? It has been absolutely weird, I guess you would want to say. I couldn't believe it. The weather for a week, we didn't get sunshine. It was just like cloudy, nasty, smoky, horrendous stuff from Canada. And then now it's hot again and it's in the 80s. And all next week, it's supposed to be in the high 80s to 90s. Not looking forward to that. I think we're actually going to put in our air conditioner. We have a window air conditioner. So I think we're going to put that in. And yeah. Yeah. The weather has just been nuts. And I was like really concerned there for a while because some of my stuff wasn't popping up. And I thought maybe it was due to the weather. But it broke through just in time. So I think I'm going to get a really good crop this year. My life has been absolutely crazy. I've just been super busy with stuff. And just like if it wasn't a vacation, then my aunt came up here and my mom had a get together yesterday. So just, stuff like that. It's been nuts. Hey, Roberta, thank you for coming in. Yeah, that's kind of what it is. Like, just family stuff, just been like on the run. It's summertime, so everybody has something planned. My son is in Boy Scouts, which is it's not really, you can't join Boy Scouts till you're like a specific age, but he is in like, he's in, I guess you would say pre-Boy Scouts. They call them dragons or something. So we are in that group. And so they did a thing to a nature botanical garden thing, which was so cool. I had such a good time. I did a lot of video from that. And I had no idea this botanical garden place is literally in my backyard. It took me 20 minutes to get there. And it was really, really interesting. And I had no idea. We asked the woman, like, how long has this been here? And she's like, oh, we've been here for about 30 years. And I'm like, 30 years? I'm like, why didn't my high school or middle school or primary school take me here? It's so educational. And I had no idea. They have Raptor Show, which was super cool. I went and did that. Yeah, it's like a botanical garden, but it's not. It's hard to explain. They have gardens and stuff like that, but they had a beautiful butterfly exhibit, which I had a ton of pictures on YouTube from it. They have like this beautiful like thing you go into, and there's just butterflies everywhere, and it's so cool. And we went in there. They had hiking, so you can, and which I totally wasn't prepared and had like flip-flops on because I didn't know. They said it was botanical gardens. I'm thinking I'm going inside to a greenhouse somewhere. Because I've been to botanical gardens in Chicago because my husband's best friend actually got married inside the botanical gardens in Chicago. I've been to the Botanical Gardens in Washington, D.C. I mean, I've been all over, but I've never been to a botanical garden like this. So it was just awkward. I wasn't prepared. I didn't bring hiking boots or anything. So I was really concerned that I was also going to get poison ivy, which I didn't. But anyway, this woman is a forager, and she is basically the head of the botanical gardens there. And normally you have to pay $40 to $50 for a tour with her because she is so freaking knowledgeable. By the way, she's amazing. Like, I just like sucked the knowledge right out of her. It was like amazing. So we did this really cool hike and walked around, and she's like so informational. She actually told me about the cherry millipede, which I never even knew existed. So, which was really neat. She picked, like, we saw them, and she picked one up, and she shook it, you know, got it all scared. And then she's like, smell this. And I'm like, what? I'm like, this is nuts. I'm not smelling some bug, but I did it anyway. So I smelled it, and it smelled seriously just like cherry cough syrup. It was amazing. And I said, I never knew that these things existed. Like, this is so cool. And it did. It smelled just like cherries. And I was like, what is this? I'm like, this is amazing. And she's like, these are called the cherry, I think it's millipede. Because centipedes are they're not poisonous, but they bite or something. So she's like, and they eat poison hemlock. She's like, so that is a bug that you never want to eat if you're in a survival situation, because they eat poison hemlock, but they smell like cherries. And I thought that was so cool. And so I had a cool picture of it. I think I posted it on YouTube or something. But super cool. Hello, CR. Thank you for coming in. And I don't know if anybody else came in here. So thank you so much. I'm just like kind of rambling as well. So thank you all. I appreciate it. Please give me a thumbs up. And if you can, share me out. And if you can, tell your friends about me, because I'm seriously 30 away from 1,700. And that is a huge milestone. So 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'll be 300 subscribers away from 2,000 at that point. So I'm really excited about that. I've been growing significantly. And I've just been putting out a ton of videos and stuff like that. Thank you. Thank you, Roberta. Yeah, it is the cherry millipede. It was just really cool that she picked it up. I didn't know they did that. They actually peed on her, and that's why it smelled like cherries, because it got scared when she shook it. So it was just really interesting. And I wouldn't have known that if it was for her. I learned a lot about different plants. She was just super knowledgeable. And I really enjoyed that. I want to go back. I would totally pay $40 for a tour with her, like in a hiking. She does overnights. She does camping. She does all different kinds of stuff. And it was free to us because it was through the group, Boy Scouts or whatever. My drink is like sweating, and I'm getting water everywhere. Yeah. That's scary to see poison hemlock anywhere around livestock. I definitely wouldn't want it around my horses or cows or anything like that, because it's like super deadly. And you can easily mistake it for carrots, wild carrots. Speaking of carrots, anyone who has joined the carrot challenge, August 2nd, 1st or 2nd or whatever we're going to be doing, we're going to pick. Hey, David Lynn. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate you. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Anyone that joined the carrot challenge this year, we're going to pick the challenge winners on the August 1st or the 2nd. So you need to have, probably by the end of this month, you need to have your video out there with the hashtags in it. So I can go back and look. And just like kind of label it your final video or whatever, so I know what it is. And that way I know, like number 12. Number 12 what? Oh, you were number 12 coming in? Appreciate it. Oh, you too. Thank you. So yeah, so anybody who's doing the carrot challenge stuff, just have your videos out by the 1st or the 2nd. And oh, you were the 12th like. Okay, thank you so much. Appreciate it. So just an FYI for that. Garden State Gardener was doing the prize for that, so he's going to do seeds. When I can't remember what he said. I think he said like 10 packets of seeds or something. The person's going to win. So I thought that was cool. If you haven't checked Sheepy's allotment diaries, check them out because he is a professional. He's a professional. He does this. He does the large veggie challenges all the time. And so it's really cool to see what he has going on. I didn't have a lot of people in his challenge because I think people are scared of carrots. I don't know why, but they are, and they're afraid that they weren't going to get big, or a lot of people hadn't even got them started yet. So there's that. Okay, so I don't know. Oh, I was out in the yards the other day, and I don't go to my food forest as often as I should. There's a lot of new things going on in there, and I probably should video that. I should probably have like a whole food forest like playlist. I'm thinking about it. I'm just really not that knowledgeable in food forest. I've just been putting a lot of plants in there that are going to come back every year, and I've been doing a lot of herbal as well. So it's not just something that you're just going to go up and eat. So it's like herbal, and which reminds me, I also want to transfer. I have a lot of thyme, creeping thyme, and I want to transfer some of that in there as well. So I'm thinking about doing a whole like video playlist of that because I don't think I do that enough. But I did plant comfrey in there. And so the other day, and I just got a lot of things going on down there. It was kind of cool. I do have grapes that are slowly growing. Oh, thanks, CR. You're so positive. It's awesome. Here is the link, so if anybody wants to come up. By the way, I've been having an issue with Chip Drop, and though I think I signed up for them in March to get chips, but we haven't had the kind of weather that involves taking down trees, you know, stuff like that. So I haven't got any chips, wood chips. Oh, that's okay, Rebel. No biggie. And so I got a message yesterday to renew my Chip Drop subscription thing. I really want to get some wood chips badly, so I can put them in my food forest. I don't know. I might get them in the fall, maybe. I don't know. But right now it just kind of looks like crap because I'm not paying for wood chips. Not doing it because I really need like an entire dump truck full of wood chips. So, and so I'm not paying for that. It'd be thousands of dollars right now, and I don't have that. So I'm waiting for Chip Drop, and I renewed it twice. So still waiting. Yeah. And so as soon as we get those, we'll move some chips. But I'm also in the fall going to put a bunch of leaves and stuff over there as well. I noticed that keeps the grass out and stuff like that. I have mint growing in there and my walking onions. Walking onions. What else? I have golden seal. I have ginseng growing in there. And there's just, I put in comfrey. I have kiwi, hardy kiwi. I have mint. I have grapes in there. So I just need to, I want to put some more stuff in there, to tell you the truth. I want it to be foresty in there. And I have wild strawberries. Not only did I plant some and start them from seed, which this year, if you look on my YouTube page, my community tab, you would probably see a picture of me holding out a hand of like little miniature strawberries. And those were all from my food forest. My son ate them all in one gulp. Yeah, the weather has been crazy, and we don't have a storm up here, but we did get rain this morning. So, this is freaking hilarious. So last night my mom had a party, and somebody, I think one of the neighbors, made this like nacho dip, and it was like cream cheese, refried beans. It was cold. It was like a cold nacho dip. There was vegetables in it and like some cheese or whatever. And then she bought like a giant bag of nachos. Well, I ate so much food, I didn't get a chance to even get to that. Like that wasn't even a thing. Like I didn't get to it. So, my mom packed some of it up, and then the neighbor took hers back. Well, this last night, there was a bunch of, like, my mom had cut up a bunch of strawberries for Fred because Fred loves strawberries, like freaking loves them. And they gave us the wrong container. So this morning I promised Fred a bunch of strawberries, and instead there was like this nacho bean dip in the fridge. So my mom calls me. Hey, Alfonso, thanks for coming in. So my mom calls me this morning and said, hey, do you guys have our bean dip? Or whatever it is. And I'm like, yes, but Dustin ate it already. Yes. And I'm like, can I still have those strawberries? Because I promised Fred strawberries this morning and he didn't get them. He was very upset. And so I had to meet my mom in the yard. Well, it was like 1:00 in the afternoon. It wasn't in the morning, by the way. I was tired. I still have my pajamas on. I'm like, I hope you don't mind, but I'm meeting you in the yard with my pajamas on because, yeah, I'm not getting dressed for. She's like, okay, well, I'll meet you in the yard and you can have your strawberries. I'm like, okay. So I got plenty of rest last night, even though I went to bed kind of late. Keep an eye on Becca's zoo today. Yes. Not hammered, but hungry. But anyway, yeah, we had a really good time last night, and we let off a lot of expensive fireworks. And we kind of just had like a giant family reunion, and it was really, really, really nice. And my brother brought his kids, and my one nephew brought all of his friends. So there was like 4 preteen kids, wandering around the party, eating all the food, and having a really good time as well with the fireworks. So, and my son was having a good time playing with them. They were actually really good with him, and like he got to play, and it was pretty cool. But yeah, so that's what I did this weekend and yesterday. My aunt will be here for the next couple weeks, but what she plans on doing, and I'm so excited, is she's going to sell her house in Florida. Actually, she's buying one of those pods and moving everything into a pod. And then she is going to sell her house and move up here. And when she does move up here, then she's going to look for a house, because it's too hard to look for a house while you're in Florida, because the housing market here is, everything's selling so fast. There was just like a couple houses that she looked at while she was here, and they were already sold before she could even have a chance to look at them. So the housing market here is just going crazy. And that is in the city. So I can't imagine what it's like here in the country. I am so lucky that I bought this house before this marketing crap went crazy, because the houses and stuff didn't start going crazy until 6 months after I bought this house. And when it did that, it increased my property value by almost 100%. It's insane. And then before I know it, there's houses on my street going for almost $500,000. I'm like, what? Which I'm laughing at this. I have a neighbor that just literally built a house down the street, and it's probably is $500,000. It's either 400,000 or it's 500,000. He probably paid for this house. It's gorgeous. It looks like Chip and Diana Gaines like freaking did something to it. It's like absolutely beautiful. But he doesn't give a shit about his yard. And so he doesn't own a lawnmower. And a couple times when we walked or drove past, we had noticed that he's weed whacking his 2.5, 3.5 acres. I'm like, okay, dude, you need to suck it up and get a lawnmower. Yeah. Mom and I were online earlier, and she was looking at property in NC. Yeah. Oh, okay, North Carolina. You're not going to move to North Carolina, are you, Diggs? Not allowed. It'll take you like 3 times as long to get to our house. My mom's birthday was July 4th, and living close to old U.S. bases in the UK, she always had a great time. Oh, yeah, I can imagine. Thanks, Flusham, for coming in. They just did a reassessment here for us. Our property value shot up, but that means the taxes yes, the taxes here are really high. In my experience with the taxes being high, it keeps out the riffraff, which is good. But yeah, taxes here are really, 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 really expensive. And yeah, but that's what you get for living out in the country, I guess. Yeah, close to 6 acres for $50K. Really? I don't think that's bad, but it might be bad. I don't know. It's been a while since I even looked at the housing market. That was the place in NC. Oh, okay. 6 acres for $50K? That isn't bad. And it depends on where it is, too. I mean, if you have to clear a lot of land, or it just depends where it is. But yeah, if I only lived a couple hours from the beach, I'd be really happy with that as well, because I really love the beach. It doesn't look like I love the beach because I'm pale as hell, but I do. I love the beach. It's like one of my favorite places to visit. And there's nothing better than going to the beach or going to Florida and just chilling. And I always tell myself, like, Florida is a vacation spot for me. It's a vacation spot. It's not a place I want to live, because I couldn't deal with this hot weather all year round. And I hate the snow. I hate the snow. I don't even leave the house in the wintertime. It's horrible. Our place here went for about $90K to after the assessment over. Yeah, same here. Thanks. It's insane. Yeah, with the little umbrella in a cup. Yes, that's what I need. I need a rum drink. I need the beach, and I have to have an umbrella. If I don't have an umbrella, then it's miserable. Not an umbrella in my cup, per se, but I need an umbrella over top of me, because then I burn. And yeah, that's not fun. Hello, Shawnee Shaw. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate you. With a little umbrella. Yeah, I read that. Yeah. So, fun. I have a funny story. The last time I went to the beach, no, it wasn't the last time. It was the time before that, which has been about 7 years. No, it's been longer than that, because I was still working at the place that I had, yeah, worked at for like 10 years. So it was a while ago. I would say now, probably 2011, 2012. It's when I don't know. But anyway, they messed up my paycheck. They gave me $1 raise, but they didn't send it through. Well, airhead me, I didn't check my paycheck. I get an automatic paycheck every week actually. So I never paid attention. And I assumed that it wasn't that much because usually when you get a raise, like they take it all out in taxes and insurance. So you don't really notice that huge difference unless it's a significant amount. So I didn't really pay attention and I didn't really check. I just assumed that they sent it through. Well, I go and have a review. They want to give me $1.50 raise. And I'm like, really? I said, you guys gave me not that I care, but I said, I'm letting you guys know that you gave me $1 raise last year. And they're like, no, we didn't. And I'm like, yeah, you did. And they're like, they look back in their records and they never pushed it through. So in order to correct that, they gave me a $1,200 check, which was nice. So I wasn't needing it at that time. So I went on vacation with it. And I took my husband and my stepdaughter and his mom, and we all had a nice condo and got a nice condo in South Carolina, which I love. South Carolina. It's probably one of my favorite places to go. Hello, Radio Prepper. Thank you for coming in. I love Charleston and I love South Carolina. It's like one of my favorite places to go. So I took them all on vacation. We went to Pawleys. It's actually Pawleys Island, which is a beautiful place. And we had a good time. It was my first time that my husband actually been to the beach, really. So we got boogie boards and did all that and had a really good time until I saw jellyfish. And then it freaked me out. And so then I got out of the water and I didn't go back in. I was like, no, once I see something weird floating around or something like that, I'm out. I am out. Not going back in. But it was a really good time. And yeah, had a really good time. Another amazing place that I really like to go, my aunt only lived like an hour from, is Clearwater Beach. I love Clearwater Beach. And yeah, that's always fun. And the ocean there is completely different than most oceans because it's in the Gulf. So you get like the clear water and it's just a lot of fun. Yeah. The Carolinas are amazing. I love North Carolina. Been to Kitty Hawk, been to all those places. And I've actually traveled quite a bit, just never traveled out of the country much. I've been to Canada like maybe a handful of times. But that was before then you had to have a passport. So before you could just go to Canada and you didn't have to have a passport. You just had to tell them you were an American citizen, blah, 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 answer all the questions and go over. It wasn't a big deal. Now you have to have your passport and everything else. My son is singing and something's up. So let me check to make sure his show didn't turn off. Go right back. Okay. Yes, you do. You do need a passport now everywhere, and I have one. I just haven't used it. I haven't been able to go anywhere. I do want to go to Hungary. I have a friend there, and I was really, really happy because my stepdaughter Christine, which is now home, but she was in Austria for 6 months, and she got to meet my friend from Hungary that I've known for like 25 years. So she got to go over there and go to Hungary and go to her house and meet her. I thought that was kind of cool. But yeah, my friend from Hungary I've met twice. She has came to stay with me twice, and um, yeah. Mm. I have been to Newport News, Virginia, and I've been to Jamestown. I'm a huge history fanatic, and I've been to Jamestown. I would like to go back now as an older individual because when I went, I was very young. Newport News, I wasn't very young. I think I was my junior year. I was in marching band in high school, and we traveled. And I was very, very lucky because we got to play. We did a lot of concert band things. So one year, my sophomore year, we went to Chicago and got to play for a college there. And then we did it every other year. So then our last year, we went to Virginia Beach. We went to Newport News. We went and saw a military tattoo, and then on the base or something. And then we did concert band or something like that there. And actually, I can't remember all that we did. That was like 25 years ago. Literally. That was a long time ago, but yeah. I love Jamestown and Williamsburg, Virginia. I had a really good time in those places. But now that I'm older, I'd like to go back and revisit just to see it again. When you're small or little, you don't, and not that I didn't appreciate it then, I did, but I wish I could go back and see things that I didn't see before. But yeah. So Fleshin, I assume that you're from Virginia. And yeah, it sucks now that and Williamsburg. Yeah. It's such a historical place. That's why I really liked about Charleston as well. I'm really into the ghost hunts and the nighttime things. So when I was in Charleston, I did a lot of cemetery tours and stuff like that because that's what I'm really into. And I had the best time. It's such a really cool historical place. And I had a really good time in Charleston. I was really lucky. I had a friend that lived in Somerset. So I flew down to see her, and we had a really good time. It was a weekend trip, and I had a really good time. And went to the beach. Went to, what was that called? Solomon's Island. Oh, family in Baltimore. Oh, you're Welsh. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I like Maryland. Maryland is fun. I've been to a few places in there, like historical places. Thomas Jefferson's house and stuff like that. Hey, Kathy Bates. Thank you for coming in, sweetie. I appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the channel. But yeah, I cannot think of the name of Thomas Jefferson's house right now, off the top of my head. Monticello, I think. God, can't remember. I have a horrible memory. But yeah, we went there. It was a really cool place. I was really inspired, really, by the interior of the house. Monticello, thank you. Yeah, that's it. I was really inspired by the interior of the house. It was very beautiful. Just thought it was fantastic. I've been to some really cool castles too. I think it's in Toronto. It's called Casa Loma, and I thought that was really neat. Been there, and yeah, very 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 cool. Um, we don't have castles here, but we have something similar. Um, so look it up on my phone because I can't remember the name of it. It was owned by Goodyear, the head of Goodyear, and it was a house. And I can't think of the name right now. Oh, Stan Hewitt. That's what it's called. And it's closed right now. But I've been to Stan Hewitt as well. In fact, I didn't live too far from there at one point in my life. And it's very, very beautiful. It was owned by the owner of Goodyear Tires Company because Akron, Ohio is known for that. And the house in itself is very cool. They have it's just the era that I love, the 1920s era. Their showers, their indoor pool, bowling alley. They had a music room with a pipe organ that when you played, it came out of the walls. Dumb waiters, the typical time period that I absolutely love. And not to mention the gardens are absolutely beautiful. And at Christmas time, the place is absolutely gorgeous. It almost makes me want to. White Castle don't count. No, I don't even have a White Castle near me. All of them are shut down, or they're in the hood, and I won't drive there by myself. Usually, the Popeyes and the White Castles are in areas that you need to bring a gun to. But yeah. Let me show you pictures of this Stan Hewitt because I can't really describe it enough to show you because it's beautiful. Stan Hewitt. Oh, it's already here. So if you are ever in, whoops, wrong button. If you are ever in this area and want something historical to go to, this is very historical and it's very beautiful at the same time. So this is, should I go? No, that's Wikipedia and I don't want to go it. Images. This is Stan Hewitt Hall. And these are the grounds at Stan Hewitt. And yeah, people get married there. It's just like a gorgeous facility. And yeah. This is their pool. And I always thought it was kind of cool to go in there. It's totally like 1920s. What is this? Because I've never seen this photo. Oh, it looks like they had swans in there at one point. That's interesting. The house in itself is really cool too. They have a beautiful greenhouse, and they actually had their own fruit, like limes and oranges and stuff all year round, which I thought was neat. And this house is like absolutely gorgeous. I could spend days just looking at the interior of this house in general. It was just my kind of time period. And I was always fascinated with the shower. And I don't think they have a picture of it. The kitchen was beautiful as well. And I don't think they're not going to just have a random picture of the shower like I did. I had a random picture of it because it was just like, they believed that a surround shower helped your circulatory system. So it was like a shower that was on full blast, like all around your body. It was insane. And I was seeing if they had a picture of it, but they don't. The place is just absolutely gorgeous. And so if you ever get a chance to go to Akron, Ohio. They have it there. And I was trying to see if they had indoor pictures, but all I see is outdoor pictures. There's obviously they have a picture of the pool. Oh, interior. That's what I was looking for. Thank you for listening to me. This is the interior of the house. The kitchen, everything was just like they had bidets. I mean, they just had everything in this house. And they had everything was top of the line at the time period. And so they had this really cool intercom system. Yeah, here's a picture of the music room that I was telling you about. They have an organ in there. See if I can get it bigger. I can't get it bigger. Why is this doing this to me? Do I have to go to the site? Yes, here it is right here. I guess it's kind of big, but not really. But if you notice, it's being a pain in the ass. If you notice in this picture, the organ, it like you can see up here, they have it like to where it's piped into the walls, so you can like hear it throughout the. It's just really cool. Really cool place. We don't have one close to me. What did I miss? Castles are not at all that if you're Welsh, I understand. We don't have one close to me either. More Columbus area when they had them. Interesting. Courtney, if you ever get the chance to go, oh no, I've never been there, but that's cool. Jets, I don't know what you're talking about. I assume that you're talking about the water. Click on the big picture. Okay. No, it's just taking me to TripAdvisor. What a pain in the ass. Maybe that will work? No, it's not doing anything. Oh, images, maybe? Yeah, what a pain. You know, they have the dining rooms and everything that you wish to see. And so this isn't really a castle, guys. This is actually a house. The owner of Goodyear Tire Company owned the house, and it's prime. And so he built this house, and it's called Stan Hewitt. It's not a castle. It's just a really, really large house. But I have been to only one castle. It's called Castle Loma. So I don't really even think that's a castle either. I think it was a project that somebody was doing, and then they ran out of funds to fund it over time. Oh yeah, the house had, the shower was like totally weird and had like all these jets and everything in it, and coming out of the walls and stuff. It was like totally a 1920s like weird shower, and I just thought that was interesting. Yes. Hello, Myra. Thank you for coming in. I hope you got my message about the slugs. Pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. But yeah. So I can't think of anything else right now at the top of my head. It's been raining, so I haven't been able to put my surround on my vegetables, which as soon as it stops raining next week, I will be putting surround on everything again. Hello, Matt J. Thank you for coming in. Holden Auditorium is acres of different flora from around the U.S., possibly the world, many different types of environments. The canopy walk and the tower was fun. I'll have to take a look. I have also been to Ashland, North Carolina. It's Ashland, where the Biltmore is, and I got to tour the Biltmore. That was really, really, really cool. I highly suggest going back. When we went, it was just like a day trip. God, I'm sweating. Sorry, guys. It's really hot in here. And when I went, it was just like a day trip. And because we were on our way home from Florida, actually. And so, yeah, I didn't have much time there. But the Biltmore was absolutely beautiful. And I whisked through it and went to their, they have a winery there. So of course I loved that. And went to the winery, and I still had wine from there. I bought a case, and I still have wine from there somewhere. Or I just drank it last year or something, my last bottle. Yeah. And they have beautiful grounds and everything else. It's just, the Biltmore is beautiful. And they've also made it to, it's not just a place to go and visit. You can stay there, stuff like that. Hello, Moon over Miami. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate it. But they also have like camping and all different kinds of stuff there. The grounds have a lot of stuff there. Whew, it's hot. Yes, during Christmas, I'm sure it's beautiful. I did the Holden, then hit Nelson Kennedy ledges on the way home. Oh, Nelson Ledges is that in Ohio? I think that's the same place. I've been there when I was a kid, and I have not been back. So I have no idea what it looks like now. I wish I could see some places. Wish you could see some places. I think that's what you meant. Yes. I haven't done a lot of traveling now that I have a kid. It's a little bit different. East coast of the U.S. is a great drive down, but humid. Yes, it's humid here. I'm in Ohio, so yes. It's crazy right now. It's super hot, and I don't have air conditioning. So there's a music part right there now, too. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I know California, I'm sure it's like skyrocketing right now, for sure. So I was going to go outside and do some things. I have to pick weeds. And I also need to harvest basil again because it's nuts. No, I haven't, Kathy Bates, but that is something that we have been dying to want to see. This is the Serpent Mounds in southern Ohio. Definitely want to go. We haven't went. And we actually bought a book not too long ago about the Serpent Mounds and Indian Barrow Mounds and stuff like that. And it is something that we're very interested in. So at some point, we will take a trip down there. But yeah, it's something that we definitely want to go to for sure. I have, oh yeah, okay. Yeah. Whew. Sorry guys, I'm like so hot. It's ridiculous. Before I was like, sorry, I just got a message from Ginger Ninja and oh, not Ginger Ninja. I'm so confused. Not Ginger Ninja. My husband's grandfather's wife. Her name is actually Ginger, so I thought of Ginger Ninja. And she called me Mrs. Brown, so now I'm like super confused as to why she called me Mrs. Brown. But she complimented me on my garden, so I think she was joking about me not having a brown thumb. I'm not sure, but it's a very odd. Interesting. Yeah, so have you guys seen, we have been getting raspberries like you wouldn't believe. So one day we did 16 cups of raspberries. Sorry, I gotta stand up for a minute. Did 16 cups of raspberries in one day. So 2 gallon size bags full of raspberries in my freezer now. So I'm thinking about making a jam. Um, and then my blueberries are on too, but they're not ripe yet. I had one ripe one yesterday. So no, I'm not. I'm definitely not tan from gardening. I wear sunscreen every day. So yeah, but maybe. I don't know. I don't know what she's talking about. Um, yeah, I'm still as pale as I ever was because yeah. I used to tan quite a bit in high school and stuff. I was quite the tan goddess, you know what I'm saying? Even works in a tanning place. But there was a client that came in that said they had skin cancer on their leg and they had to cancel their package, their tanning package, and it freaked me out. So I stopped tanning and I haven't tanned in about 20 years. So I stopped tanning. I started wearing sunscreen a lot. So yeah, I don't tan anymore. I refuse. Thank you guys for coming in. I have quite a bit of people in here. Thank you so much. Wasn't planning on going live this early. I was going to do a late thing, but Garden State Gardener is not going on Sunday, I don't think. He's doing other things. So I decided to just go early. Yeah, the slug traps really do work. That's what I've been told. I don't have a lot of slug issues here. So yeah, they, do a cup of beer and the slugs go to it and then they die in the beer. Yeah, just make sure you use Bud Light. Yeah. Oh, it's so funny. Yesterday there was a cooler full of Bud Light and my cousin from Florida, grabs the beer. And I said, "Oh, you're drinking Bud Light, huh?" Teasing him, giving him a hard time about it. It was making me laugh. Yeah. Mm. Whew, it's hot. Raspberries don't grow in the south of UK, mainly in Scotland. No idea why. Interesting. Maybe it's the weather. I don't know. I typically don't have issues with them, so yes, I am sweating. This is crazy. It's really hot in this room. I may have to open the door to let some of the air in. Give me a moment. Sorry. You may hear the mega fan out there. There's nothing I can do about it if I'm going to sit here and fry. um, but yeah, so I have a funny story about my raspberries. 3 years ago when we planted them, 4 years now, I I had bought like $50 worth of raspberry bushes, and I planted them. And it looked like they were all dead. Like they didn't do anything. I was very upset. Went back to the store, but the fan is quieter than the Red Baron. Okay, thank you. So the I went back to the store. I bought another. I thought it was just my error. Like I really suck at growing stuff. This is when I was like really getting into growing. And then I planted another $50 worth of bushes. And before I knew it, in the year and a half, like it looked like every single bush that I planted came up. So now I have like raspberry palooza out there. It's insane. Yeah, I'm sorry if it's loud, you guys, but I have to have that or I will just melt. Mm. So that's my story about raspberries. And so now we have been getting, I'm getting like 16 cups a day. Like it's been nuts. And there's more out there. I just haven't picked them. I'm thinking about just letting the birds eat them because there's so many. But the next big thing will be blueberries, and I'll have that too. And I might just put them all together and just make a really cool jam out of all of them. You know, something like that. We also have black currants, and I made black currant jam when I first moved in. We picked buckets of them. And by the way, black currants are really good for you. They're good for inflammation and stuff like that. So anyway, they just taste horrible. They're not very good tasting. And so we haven't really been picking them. We just let the birds eat them. It's not really my favorite. So I still take care of them. I'm glad that we have them. It's just not my thing. But that is one thing. Like if you plant currants, you always get thousands of them. They're prolific. And so, ooh, it's hot. Thank you guys for coming in once again. If you are interested in being a member of my channel, I have a lot of photos and a lot of videos for my channel members. So if you are interested, feel free. It's 99 cents a month. Cherry bushes. Interesting, but the fruit never tasted good. Black currants. I thought they were banned in the US. No, they're not banned. In some areas, like I think in some areas, a lot of things are banned. I know wisteria in the state of Virginia, I think, is banned because wisteria is actually a Japanese weed. I have a wisteria. You just have to manage it, cut it back, because if not, it will just go wild and crazy. But yeah, I have black currants. If they are legal, I got them with my property, so I didn't plant them. They were already here. All right. Bye, CR. Cherry bushes. I don't think I've ever had a cherry from a cherry bush. Interesting. I'm sitting here melting, guys. It's freaking hot. There's reasons why I haven't went live, and this is one of them. I'm dying. What else? I'm still weighing in all of my vegetables, all of my eggs, all of that kind of stuff. So hopefully I'll have a weight by the end of the year. Blackcurrant juice is what all our kids get given here. Interesting. Blackcurrant juice, huh? I imagine it'd be good. I mean, it's okay. It's an acquired taste, but it's okay. I mean, you do have to add in sugar, otherwise it's like unbearable. Hey, okay. We have two wisteria here and lots of passion fruit. Those passion fruit are invasive and they root underground and pop up 5 to 10 feet from the original plant. Interesting. I didn't know that. I tried to grow passion fruit one year. I was reading up on it, and somebody said that you can have them here. So, or they call them May pops too. So I wanted them because I wanted to eat them. I wanted to see what they tasted like. So I tried to grow them, and they didn't do anything. I had seeds, and I even soaked the seeds overnight, and nothing happened, which is okay. I really don't know what I would do with a plant that does that. So I think it was God's way of telling me, don't plant that. You will hate it. So I didn't plant it. I'm dying, y'all. No sugar at all for the kids now in the UK. What? No sugar at all? Now that's a little extreme. It's called control your children from having sugar. Like that's the same here. It's like instead of taking it from them, teach them how to deal with temptation. How about that? Right. You know? Whew. But yeah, sugar is not good for you, for sure. It is in moderation. You know, a sweet treat every once in a while is not going to be bad for you. So in moderation, it's okay. But if you have sugary snacks all day long, every day, you're going to be a diabetic. But you know what, Flushing? I bet you they don't ban alcohol, do they? Hmm. They wouldn't do that there now, would they? But yeah, so something to think about. But yeah, they did research on sugar in the past, and they talked about how sugar feeds cancer. So if you are worried about that, or do some research into it because they said that sugar feeds cancer. Something to think about. Speaking of sugary snacks, my sister-in-law will have to be here tomorrow. I'm sat having a glass of wine now. So there you go. There you go. They won't ban the alcohol, but they'll ban the sugar. Then you won't be able to make alcohol. That'll be a huge problem. I don't think the people of the UK will put up with that shit. You're funny, Prepper one. Thank you for coming in. I'm not drinking wine. I'm just drinking whatever these are. And they are delicious. I'm not going to advertise. Hey now. Not all of them. Prepper 101. Um, but yeah. Then, okay, in the UK, and you have some that makes the Boston Tea Party. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking about, Diggs. I don't think that would be wise. I meant all my relatives in the UK are well, I wouldn't say that. I know what you mean. I know what you mean completely. Not everybody in the UK is drunk, but they do like to drink. There's a difference between liking to drink and getting drunk as well. There's a huge difference. Our kids learn to drink at an early age, not great, but not bad. Yeah, I think drinking at an early age is smart because then you're just brought up with it, and you learn how to deal with it earlier at an early age versus slapping it on a 21-year-old here in the U.S. Speaking of sweets, I have a ding dong I am going to eat with my coffee. Oh, that's funny. I made fruit pudding yesterday for the 4th of July celebration that we had, and I have a whole bunch of it in the refrigerator, and that's what I shall have. For those of you that have not had fruit pudding, it is amazing. You take like the fruit cocktail that you buy in a can. You use the juice, which is full of sugar, to replace the milk that you would make in pudding. And you put one vanilla pudding packet in there, and then you pour it over the fruit, and it makes like this. It makes a really good dessert, by the way. So I have some of that left over, and that's what I'm gonna have here before too long. Oh well, thank you, Prepper 101. Um, but I don't really like meat that much, so what should I do? And I'll never get pudding. Okay, y'all. How long have I been on? An hour and 30 minutes? Oh, well, thank you so much for coming in. I am going to end this so I can sit in front of the fan. I'm dying. But I want to thank you all for coming in, supporting my channel. Keep watching my videos. I have videos out right now you can take a look at. Um, stand still, lady. Steamed fruit pudding. You don't steam the fruit. You just like put the juice in with the pudding. You heat it up. It's like making instant pudding, and then you pour it over the fruit, and then you put it in the refrigerator. It kind of makes it like a solid almost, but it's with fruit in it. It's pretty good. It's not bad. It tastes delicious. It looks like hell, but it's delicious. Oh, okay, Roberta. I'll make sure to let them know. Yes, it's hot, and next week it's supposed to be in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, and I'm gonna die. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'm gonna go cool down, and hopefully you watch my videos, stuff like that, new stuff that I have out, and I have pictures and stuff like that out from earlier this morning. Don't forget the carrot challenge. So if anybody's in that, to make your videos, make your last video before August 1st and 2nd. And we will see you all in my next live. Have a good one, guys. Bye.